Alright, so one of the most interesting topics of conversation surrounding Modern Warfare and all the theories is what happened to Kyle Gas Garrick in Modern Warfare 4. Since the game was revealed, we have seen Captain Price go rogue, Simon Ghost potentially leading his own unit, and the dismantling of Task Force 141. All of this seems to be the fallout of the death of John Soap McTavish. Yet we have radio silence on one specific character, Gas. As we know, Gas was a major part of Modern Warfare 2019, and he became one of Captain Price's closest friends and trusted operators throughout Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. He fought beside Price, Ghost, and Soap, and he was very much alive at the end of Modern Warfare 3.
See you downrange, brother. We'll take it from him.
With 3 years having passed, we are left to wonder where Gas is. The internet is running wild with theories regarding Kyle Gas Garrick. I mean, he is a founding member of Task Force 141 and a character that many of us believe was one of the greatest things to come out of this reboot. Some of the theories floating around are that maybe Gas is carrying out a separate mission, or he is in fact working alongside Ghost to track down Price. We just haven't seen it yet. Some argue that Infinity Ward is saving his return for a major reveal. And one of the worst theories is that Gas actually died during the 3-year time gap. I call this the worst because having a major character like Gas die off screen would be a huge mistake, and there would be no weight to it, especially after killing Soap in Modern Warfare 3. I mean, imagine that you killed off the wrong character in 3, and then in 4 you mentioned that Gas died, and that threw Price over the edge even more. Come on, that's bullshit, even for Call of Duty standards. The thing is that the longer he remains absent, the more some of these theories begin to carry weight. Now, Gas began Modern Warfare 2019 being involved in a conflict surrounding a London terrorist attack by Al-Qatala. Here he met Price, and the experienced captain basically took him under his wing. By the end of Modern Warfare 2019, Gas had become one of Price's most trusted allies, and he was selected a founding member of Task Force 141. In Modern Warfare 2, Gas fought beside Ghost and Soap while working closely with Kate Laswell, and his loyalty to Task Force 141 grew stronger after General Shepard used Commander Graves in his shadows to turn against him. Modern Warfare 3 would continue to follow Gas and the rest of the team, with him playing a central role during the hunt for Makarov. Gas would also witness the death of his brother, Soap. Gas is not a minor character by any means. He is an important part of Task Force 141 and the entire reboot of Modern Warfare. He is literally part of its identity. Removing him from the story would require a major explanation, and one that wouldn't treat the audience like fucking idiots. So the first possibility on Gas's whereabouts is that he is still alive, but he is now operating alone and not alongside Captain Price. As much as Gas respected Price, I don't think that he would follow him in his no-rule vendetta against Makarov. And quite frankly, I don't think Price would have allowed him to, even if Gas did want to. Maybe after everything that happened after Modern Warfare 3, Gas is also on the hunt for Makarov and Price, but doing it working with the Special Air Service. Because we keep talking about the CIA, we keep talking about Laswell, the United States government wanting Captain Price. But what about the Special Air Service? I mean, that's who the fuck everyone in Task Force 141 was employed by. So I would assume that the UK and the Special Air Service would deem the acts of Price as a fucking embarrassment and would need him back ASAP, and having Gas be the one to capture him would work great due to the years Gas spent beside him and how much he actually knows him. The second possibility, and the one that I would assume is the most accurate one, is that Gas is simply working alongside Simon Ghost Riley and his new unit to locate Price and bring him in. This possibility is extremely similar to the first one, but the major difference is that Ghost and Gas would be working it together, and to me, that makes the most sense. It would also be fun to see both Ghost and Gas interact more. Clearly, they do have a bond, but it hasn't been explored enough. Price lost Gas to his actions, and Ghost lost Soap to Makarov. This could bring Ghost and Gas together, and maybe it did during those 3 years that we don't see what's happening with them. Maybe both Ghost and Gas know that if anyone else catches Price besides them, he will be killed, and Ghost and Gas would only capture him and bring him in. This would show that they still care about their former captain and don't want to see him dead. I think that just because Gas hasn't been shown in the first reveal trailer doesn't mean he isn't working with Ghost. Plus, I think if you go this route, you have a really rare opportunity to explore the relationship between Price, Ghost, and Gas in a way that the previous games have never done. Now, the third and the weakest, the most stupidest, the most terrible possibility, of course in my opinion, is that Gas died sometime between Modern Warfare 3 in Modern Warfare 4. Now, trust me, I understand why that theory may be picking up traction. Once again, Gas has not appeared in the marketing. Price is an outlaw and Ghost is hunting him, seemingly alone. And it all takes place 3 years since we last saw Gas. One thing that I want to point out is that I did notice that Elliot Knight, the actor who plays Gas, has removed his Call of Duty related posts from Instagram. That is a major red flag that even I cannot deny. Why would he do that? Now, let me make this clear. This does not confirm that Gas is dead, and it doesn't even confirm that Elliot Knight is no longer involved with the series. But when you take into account Gas' absence from the marketing, it naturally raises some questions. Like, did Gas really did die during those 3 years? The theory is possible, of course it is, but killing Gas off screen would be just a terrible decision. The problem is not the idea of Gas dying. These are soldiers, special operators in fact, and any mission can literally be their last. But the problem rises when you kill Gas with no buildup, no payoff, and you just say, oh yeah, he died, that's why he's not here. Someone who was part of the foundation of this rebooted series alongside Captain Price, Alex, and Farah cannot just die like that. This would be bad. This would be weak. This would piss me right the fuck off. It would almost be weaker. No, it would actually be weaker than Soap dying to Makarov in Modern Warfare 3. Had Infinity Ward planned to remove both Soap and Gas, Modern Warfare 3 should have been the place to do it. Both of them should have died in that game. This would have actually represented the complete destruction of Price's original Task Force 141 team and maybe explained why he went rogue, explained why he became so isolated. I know, and you know, that this Gas deserves much more than an off-screen death. Now, we have to consider real life and Elliot Knight's other acting work. Knight has been one of the most active actors outside of the Big Four in Modern Warfare. He has been on big TV and streaming projects like The Boys and others. So this definitely could have created a problem and would explain the absence of Gas because of scheduling conflicts. This could have reduced his time on Modern Warfare or completely stopped him from appearing. But even with that information, up to this point, Gas has not been confirmed dead. I think Gas has to return in Modern Warfare 4 because his whole story is far from being completed. Gas still has a lot to do, and most of that could come in Modern Warfare 4, with him deciding where his loyalties truly lie. He has a responsibility to the Special Air Service, of course he does, but a respect for Captain Price that could cause conflict. Modern Warfare 4 creates the perfect situation for Gas to be caught between both sides, and there are way too many directions available for him to just be killed off screen. So what do I think happened to Gas? I think he's alive and he's working with Ghost. He just hasn't been shown yet. That is the truth. That is what I believe, and I don't think that it should be any bigger than that. I think it's actually very, very simple. But that's just my opinion and how I see this whole situation unfolding. But what do you think? Did Gas die during this 3-year time jump? Could he be working alongside Ghost to bring Price in? Or is Infinity Ward just saving him for a major reveal later in the campaign? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.